look, I'm very touched that you went out and bought this. It is exactly what I need, as you can tell. You know, this is what all men over 40 need in the evening. It's not that I don't want it. Of course I want it. But whether I should have it or not is a different question. I look at the thing, despite its appearance, I want it. Even though it looks like it does, I still want it. Because it might be good. Even though it looks the way it does. But I know that I won't eat it, because I'm mature, disciplined human being. Eventually you grow up, see? You know that it's bad for you. You've got tape in your face. And that's not a good look. And on your hands. I'm doing this, you know, that deals with everything. In Ireland, this is a shower. Now, yes, you know the thing about phones, cameras, all that. I mean, I have one. Do I? No. I lost mine. So what did you do? What did you do in the interval time?
Pray.
It's really, really sad. I made art. That's the difference between you and me. I mean, here I am and we're talking. And I'm pretending, you know, I'm like you in some way. We know that's not true. I mean, you're just ordinary people. You have jobs and you live in houses. And you do work. Whatever that is. A friend of mine got a job recently. Congratulate him. I had no idea what I was congratulating him about. Work! This is fantastic! You got work! Oh, good. I didn't know what to say because I don't know anything about work. I've never had a real job. It's true, it's terrible. But I have fantasies of having a real job. You know, in an office. I would love that. Just for, you know, a day. And because everything I learned about work and jobs and offices, it all comes from television and movies. I want to have a job just so that I can poke my head in the door. You know when they open the door in the office and they've got blinds on the window? Somebody opens the door and there's two guys talking, and somebody else opens the door and they stick their head in. I want to be that guy, just so I can say, "Hi, Walter, can I borrow you for a minute?" I just want to do that once. I'd stand in the corridor saying, have you shown the files to Thompson? I think he knows something. Have you? What, your name is Jeff? Well, I'm calling you Walter. Thompson, you know Thompson. Don't pretend you don't know Thompson. I know you know Thompson. I saw you talking today in the canteen. Big guy in a wig and a dress serving out mashed potatoes. A harmless waitress. Listen, don't fuck around, please. I'm on to you. I'm Thompson. We're both going down. And then I want to go back into my office where I have a desk and a phone, and I can press the buzzer thing that people probably don't even have anymore. And say, "Hey Cindy, can I get a coffee?" And like maybe a Danish. Thanks. By the way, Cindy, I've always had feelings for you. That's why I've been sending money secretly to your account, because I know that all your wages go on trying to cure your son's lisp. Your name is Wendy? I'm sorry, you always look like a Cindy to me. Yeah, donut's fine. Just something for the blood to spatter on, because some guys are going to come around and kill me, because I'm actually quite pretty corrupt. I owe money and I'm having a doomed affair and everything. Thanks, yeah. No And they But, no, I'm joking. So you ordinary people who live in houses and eat food. Yeah, you wouldn't understand. I made art. That's what I do. You see, I have to. Otherwise, I would die. I'm like a shark in a berry. And that's a complicated shark and art-based joke. So I'm pushing it here. It's difficult with modern art. Now, in Prague, you have fantastic galleries and so on. I saw people going into them. And they... I did all that stuff. I paid my cultural dues before I was 40. I'm not doing it again. I'm kidding. Of course I will. Of course I will. I go into the shops. I buy the postcards. But the thing is, you know, it's difficult with modern art. You know, how does it make you feel? That's the question. You know, because you look at it, a lot of it depends on the title, on the name of the piece. Like, if it's pretentious, you have to just you feel nothing. You know, and if you get something like, say, a human skull with some dumplings squashed into the eye sockets, it's called something pretentious like the death of love. Walk away, just walk away. But if it's called something like skull with dumplings, that's brilliant, you should buy it. That's how you say it. So you have this feeling that you're supposed to be culturally aware. You know, stay hip, stay relevant. I was in a gallery recently, there was a young guy there. He was kind of I don't know that there is a Czech word. He was a dude, a hipster, I guess. Is there a Czech word for that? No. Hipster. It's very And I've been trying to figure out with the Czech language a little bit, you know, I've been speaking to Dominique and Slavo and people just generally about, you know, there's a lot going on. That's what I would say. You know, like with the little things where you put your consonants and where you put your vowels, and it's, I will get better. I will. In time. I'll come back, and I'll know 3 more words. But I think I go on visuals a lot more because I'm locked out of the language. You know, you're the ones who've made all the art. You're the ones who speak English because you have to. If you want to be in the world. And that's just pure good luck. You know, for me, it's easy. I come here, hello, how are you? It's ridiculous. I shouldn't be able to do that. You know, if you come walking around London going, ahoy, people will laugh. Don't talk to that guy, it's fucking crazy. And anyway, I was in this gallery, and there was this hipster dude there. And the weather was a bit warmer, so I was wearing, you know, not shorts exactly, but kind of shorter trousers, old man shorts. Okay? And I was just there looking at the stuff, you know, Jesus, breasts. Art, you know. And I had dressed in a hurry that day, so I just got dressed the way I normally do. I think that's why I feel so comfortable here. I am a natural bohemian because it's just kind of, you know, I don't worry too much. I know I don't worry too much because sometimes I'm going out with my wife, we're going to dinner or something, and we're about to walk out, and she'll just go, are you wearing that? Are you wearing that shirt? Yeah. What colour would you say that shirt is? I don't know, it's kind of, you know, pinky grey, browny. It looks like shark vomit. Take it off. No, put something else. Okay. And go something else, get another one. Okay, let's, no. That makes you look fat. You look fat in that shirt. Okay, Look, here, there we go. Not that, it makes you red in the face. You look red in the face. Fucking hell. Really? Okay, here. There, no, that makes you booby. Booby how? Booby what? Like boobs, you've got boobs. That makes you I'm fat, I'm red in the face, I've got boobs. I'll just give you your fucking tweed skirt, I'll put that on, you can tell everyone the judges. Men don't think of this stuff. This is why if you look at art, you know, so much of it is about the female form, which is beautiful. Everybody agrees. Graceful and elegant and bountiful and voluptuous and it's a lot of and moving also. You know, it affects you emotionally because the woman's body is so complex and symbolically because the woman's body throughout her life changes. You know, if you're born female, if you're born a girl, you're a tiny baby. And then you grow your child, you're a girl, then you become a girl woman, and then you're a woman girl, and your body keeps on developing, changing. You menstruate, and then later on you might get pregnant, and these forms are all happening to you, and then the baby comes out, and you nurse the baby, and you get older, and then there's the hormonally still changing. There's what they call the change, or the menopause. The woman's body changes again, and she carries on getting older. You know, it's like an opera where the man she's like, who am I? I don't know. You're male, you're born, you have one finger up your nose, your other hand on your dick, and you get taller. Nature is harder on women, biologically. Look at all the changes a woman goes through in her life. I mean, constantly she has to change the way she's thinking and feeling all the time for all these changes that are happening to her. When she gets older, she's in her middle years, or you know, her early old age. You know, the sense of winter is coming into the garden. And Mother Nature looks at this woman and says, what can I give this woman now that her children have left home? She's with this guy, you know, or not, both are terrible. And she's listening to the radio, she's wondering what's going to become of her in the rest of her life. What can I do to cheer her up, to give her a little bit of zing, you know, something to brighten her day? What is it I can do? I've done everything. I'm out of ideas. I've done so many things to this woman. There's nothing left. There's nothing. Well, wait a minute. I know. A beard. There you go. Think nothing of it. It's a present. Thank you. It's not fair. And men go around with their expectations of women. You know, I mean, it is female beauty we talk about. That's what we talk about, female beauty. Look at what women do. Different women, different countries react differently, different cultures, different mindsets. Some women go and do crazy shit to themselves. They go and they get all the things done to them. They get things put on their body. They get their hair made bulletproof. The makeup, the perfume. And the crazy shoes, even in time. You know, to just open your door and walk outside is a suicide mission anyway. Get the streets going with it. These tiny little victims. And then the bits of the building, the sculpture and the ornate stuff coming out of you, the angel with the dick in your face. And then you're dodging, and then there's tourists and they're going, I need to whack it. They still wear these shoes, the heels, these ridiculous things. And then what gets me is that women who do all this stuff to themselves have the nerve to lie and say, oh, I did it for me. I've always wanted to look like a shrimp who's being airlifted. He didn't do that for you. It's not the kind of thing a person does for themselves. You know what I did did for me? I had an eclair with another eclair inside it. That's what I did for me. You don't go and get yourself bejazzled. They do all those things, they shave their pubic hair and put diamonds in a little chandelier over the uterus. It's nuts! Completely nuts! Don't women realize how attractive they are anyway? Even if they're standing there in a dressing gown eating the fried knees. Still hugely attractive to men. Or indeed of the women. You know? I mean, look, with homosexuality, I don't know what the position with gay marriage is here. Do you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you will. Humanity will grow up. I mean, I'm very conservative. Naturally. I can't help it. That's the way I am. So when I see one of those people from the, gay lobby groups or arguing with a bishop, some young guy is talking to some, elderly man, and I'm conservative. I can't help it. I always tend to agree with the person who is not dressed as a wizard. I just think they're going to be more realistic in the world. Sorry, I was in this gallery and there was this guy. He was looking at me. And laughing. Quietly to himself. He was nudging his girlfriend. She's a beautiful girlfriend. She looked like Alphonse Mocha, would you? Standing there. Because I was wearing odd socks. And like they didn't match. And they weren't cool. It wasn't like one was yellow and one was pink. It was, shitty black socks. I said, what the fuck? I didn't say anything. But then I left. And I couldn't get him out of my mind. I was really angry. I said, what the fuck? What was he laughing at? Was he laughing because he just thought, oh look, there's some old guy trying to be cool? That's so sad. Or was he just laughing because he just thought, let's look at the old guy? And I wanted to meet him again so I could tell him. I could grip him. And say, listen. Look, you're in an art gallery right now, okay? And you're talking about the paintings and how they make you feel. And she's listening to you, your beautiful girlfriend. But there will come a time, even though you use words like juxtapose, subliminal, she's still listening to you. But there will come a time, later on, in your life, when you wake up in the morning and you reach for the socks in the sock drawer, and you don't really look because you feel tired. Ambiguous about being alive. You put on anything in there, you put it on, okay? You put it on if it's not A, a bra, or B, a figure of action. Toys. You put it on and you don't care. And she listens to you right now. She probably still listens to you on a Sunday morning, sitting in bed, as she's brushing toast crumbs from her honey-coloured breasts, with her red hair cascading around her shoulders. She's still listening to you as you talk a lot of fucking shit. But there will come a time when you say something and she looks at you and she goes, for fuck's sake, and walks away. There will come a time when you try to put on a shirt to go out. And she would say, are you wearing that? That is what it is to be in a meaningful relationship with somebody else. The reason I feel sorry for somebody who's not in a meaningful relationship is because they're missing out on one of the great entertainments of being alive. And that's being in a couple where the game people play is trying to prove to the other person that they are clinically, scientifically, medically insane. By questioning everything about them. It is the people you love who come up to you and say, why do you do this? How come you sleep with the window open? Because it's something that happened to you when you were a child. Have you seen the way you eat soup? Have you noticed what you do? You put quantum leaps? What is that? I'm just asking because I want to understand you. I need to know. Are you a sociopath or a psychopath? I want to get you the right thing for Christmas. You're so sick. This is what you do when you want something. And you see, you imagine that you will get respect. You can't help that. You imagine that you get respect from children. You're an adult. Nobody asks to be an adult, it just happens to you. You imagine it comes with certain perks, certain privileges. People will defer to you and say, oh yes, yes. Young people, they don't. First of all, they don't know you're there. Because they're busy with their machines. They don't think, what? Are you dying, are you? Oh, yeah. Steve Jobs is telling me to do something from the grave. Yeah, I'll do it, Jack. Perhaps Darren will have the flash flood for the file thing. My own children. I have a son, he's 10 years old. I have a daughter who's 15. They're great children. I said to my daughter recently, Edinburgh, where we live, is a beautiful city, like that, not as stunning, but you know, it's a very good looking city. And they have good galleries and so on. And I said there was an exhibition on, and I said, would you like me to take you? And she said, well, do we have to? And I said, no, of course we don't have to. I'm just offering this to you because you might enjoy it, it might be good for your schoolwork or something, you might have a good time. And she thought about it, and she said, well, I don't mind if we don't go. But if we do go, I don't care. I had to go and lie down. In case what happened next got into the news. I have a 10-year-old son. I come in, I see him, he comes out of school. I say, what happened to you today? Did you have a good time in school? What happened in history? Did you play outside? Tell me all about it. He doesn't even speak to me. He walks up to me, grabs the bottom of my stomach and goes, big, 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 big. He walks away. To play angry pigeons or whatever. Now, but you know, I have a comfortable life, and a relatively easy life if you look at what happens to people all over the world. You know, we sort of feel ashamed about that sometimes, because you're comfortable in middle class. People in Britain and Ireland, not as much Ireland, because we couldn't afford a class system. But in Britain, they're obsessed with class. Who are you? Where are you? Now, you know the types. You'll know them from famous fiction, you know, Sherlock Holmes and so on. And the different types in society. There's the upper class and the middle class and the working class. So, aristocrats is the British person. You know those people who've got 5 sets of teeth, you don't understand anything they say. And they live in big houses that smell of wet spaniels. And then there's the, you know, middle class, I suppose, people like me who just, you know, try to get into fights. And working class people who are dismissed a lot of the time in Britain, and they're called names, you know, like chavs, the word they use in Britain. I don't know what the word is here, I'm sure you know the word. I don't know why British people like to feel they know where they are. That's why they do that kind of thing. Like I say, I'm Irish. There's no class system. When I was growing up, there was everybody, and then 4 or 5 people who had really big houses, but you didn't know them. They lived over there. What is there a class system here?
No.
Or is it much more democratic, equal? Is it? No. So there's no class system, but it's not equal. Good. That's right. Right here. But this sort of stuff, you know, is going to inform your views of the world. Are you going to be left-wing? Are you going to be right-wing? You know? The thing with left-wing people is, they might sound like good values, but everybody hates them because they're so boring. We should all share our stuff. We should. Let's share it. I don't have anything. Cruel, vicious, yes, but very honest. Very simple philosophy. They have. Going around the world going, what is this? Do we fuck it or eat it? Let's try both. Next! And then you get liberal people who are sort of in the middle, and they say, well, things are a little bit like this, and a little bit. So let's do whatever you say. They're totally useless. They're like something that you bought in a market for the kitchen, and you put it in the drawer where all the shit goes that you never use. And once a year you take it out and you go, what the fuck is this thing? And you put it back in. Anyway, I got away from what I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was. And the, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I used to get, I panic, I forgot what I was saying. I get afraid. I don't anymore. I don't care. It's if you think about it, it's fear is one of those emotions that you don't feel, real fear. It's one of those emotions you don't feel, you shouldn't feel that often. I was reading about emotions recently, and fear is one of the big major emotions. And I thought, I can't remember the last time I was afraid. Like I said, I'm middle class, I live in a house, I have a family, we have these things in the fridge. I'm not afraid. And then I remembered when it happened. I was walking along the river with my wife, and it was a beautiful autumn evening. The water was sparkling in the sun. And now, I'm not afraid of most things, I don't like heights, but who does like heights? Nobody says, oh, I want to get some more heights. And I'm not crazy about the nighttime. The dark, I was never great with that. And water, because I can't swim. Crowds. I don't like crowds. But this is fine, because you're there and I'm here, but I mean crowds. Like in the subway or something. Or being alone sometimes. Everything else, I'm good. But one thing I've never liked is small objects, things, flying at high speed towards me. I never liked it. I took a class and everything. I couldn't learn to like it. And we were walking along the river, and there was a small object flying at me at high speed. Now, I'm a very practical person, so I screamed as I fell. And flipped to the side quickly in a fetal position. Now, you hear a lot about women being more empathetic, being able to understand other people's feelings more than men. Now, I don't know if this theory is true, because my wife was busy at the time. I don't know if she was feeling my fear. She had a schedule. She was very busy. She was laughing. She was laughing so much that no sound came out. Rocking back and forth. But after about a minute, she was able to work me into her schedule and able to say, a leaf. That's what it was. And of course, I have a problem with this because I think I'm cool. Here's a secret. All men think they're cool. All men. They're 17 or 97, doesn't matter. They all walk around going, oh yeah. Oh yeah, you bet. They all think that if a missile was suddenly fired down the alleyway, they'd be the only ones who could deal with the situation. This is why they market those thrillers, movies, to people like me. Fools who watch the guy running around. He's solving the problem. He's me. He's ringing my mum. Yeah, run it up and hit him. You good, hit him again. Yeah. Jump in the thing, the code, it's a problem. I know, we have to crack this code. What is it? Upside down, burn it, drink it, and you figure it out somehow. I didn't know what it is. Yeah, that's it. I knew that. I was just going to say that. Yeah. Get on a plane. Go to Paris. Don't be in Berlin suddenly because you need to be there. Yeah, nothing o'clock. That's important. Good. The bombs. Yeah, is it bomb? Are you making one or fun? It doesn't matter. Just fucking do something with the bomb. The best films of this kind are the Jason Statham movies. Do you know these? Because they're the stupidest. Because it begins with him being thrown out of an aeroplane. He's got one wire going from his brain to his arsehole, and another one going between his heart and his dick. And if he holds the wrong wire, he swallows his eyes and vomits his lips. They're genius. And because he's such a man, he always makes the right decision, you know? He pulls the whole lot out. Exactly, that's exactly what I would have done, Jason. Put over there, that's it, hit him again, break his collarbone. I got a parking ticket this morning. He's just so, you know, hyper-masculine. He could never have sex with another man, for instance. That would be something he wouldn't do, not even to know. The only way he could do that would be as if there was a code you have to understand. The only way to access the code was by from the enzymes in semen. That's how tough he is. So, what am I saying? Jason Statham's going to find me and kill me. Which would not take very long. Right, let me just get it. What's the plan here? I don't, okay. I'm going to go in a minute. Because I don't want to, you know, let's get out while it's still good. I'll tell you this thing. Here's a strange thing that happens to you as life goes by. Again, this is about being younger and older. I don't know why I keep going on about this. I don't. I'll figure it out. I don't know why. It's just occurred over the last few years. I suppose it's because when you get older, you have something to look back on and something to look to. What you look back on is, you know, all the mistakes you made and what a fool you are. What you look to is the big opening and closing of the jaws of the big, ugly anglerfish that is death at the end of the line. You're always aware of that. And, because you know it when you're young, death, what are you talking about? I'm busy. Death will have to wait. And he does. And then he doesn't. Death sort of goes, how are you feeling? When you're young, you walk down the street, somebody might wolf whistle you. You know, you might get a from somebody. You get to my age, turn around, there's Tunstall. But what I was going to say was, this is a strange thing. When you're 25 or whatever, and you're having a good time, young people know how to go to have a good time because they go out and they eat and they drink and they talk, and they don't worry about money and class and all that shit. You know, they eat and they drink and they talk, and the main thing is talking. You know, you don't worry how nice the food is. You only know there's food there because one of the drinks is kind of chewy. And then you get older, and a strange thing happens to people. We go to, you know, you get invited to somebody's house and you have to go and have dinner. They know their kids know your kids or something, so you have to meet them. And people go strange in midlife. They talk shit. They open the door and they say things like, "Can we give you the tour?" Why the fuck would I? Look, I've got a house full of shit myself. I don't want to see yours. I only came here because you said you had a chicken. But they fuck around with the food because they watch too many of those cookery programs on television. So I didn't know people did this in their own houses. They brought out starters. These little things. I had a panic attack. I thought, is that all we're going to eat? I would have brought something. What is this? A shrimp pole dancing on a breadstick? Where's the they're bringing out different dishes and new forks and napkins and crap. People can't relax in that environment. Here's how you relax people. Okay, this is a recipe from my granny. It was a beautiful woman, a very spiritual person. It's very simple. It's an Irish classic. It's very simple. I'm going to tell you because you remember it's very easy. What you do is, it's called all-night chicken, okay? She was a lovely woman. She always used to say, you know, it doesn't matter how big the other fucker is. If you hit them in the throat. The other thing she used to say was, never get involved with more than 11 people sexually at the one time. You can't remember what everybody likes, it causes arguments, and work on the farm just deteriorates immediately. So get a chicken. Another thing she used to say quite a lot was, the quickest way to start your own religion, kill something big and make up a catchy song about it. Anyway, you get a chicken. Okay, and you don't fuck around with starters or anything like that. You just get small things that people like, you know, like a sausage or a Mars bar or a fatty crisp or something. You put them on the outside of the chicken with cocktail sticks. And a chocolate cake inside the chicken. Everybody works from the outside, and then they think it's time to go home, and you go, surprise! And that's all for me. Thank you very much. The galleries and all kinds of things. So I have this friend who's my age, and he puzzles me because he's my age. He's single, but you know he's with a girlfriend. He has a succession of girlfriends, and he has problems. And he tells me his problems, and he says, "Oh, you know, it's really bad." I gave her a present, you know, and her reaction was really not good. And I said, well, what? Did she walk away or something? He said, no. She said, I love this, thank you so much. Well, it wasn't a big enough reaction. I thought it would be amazing, you know, that she would just love it, but she just thought, oh, you know, it's really nice, thank you. Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? When you've been with somebody a long time, that's a fantastic reaction. Because you get to this middle period with somebody. I'm very lucky, I'm with this great woman, but you know, like, you know, it's formally marked, the anniversaries are marked in certain ways. There's gold and diamonds and silver and whatever it is. You know, you get to the middle period, 14, 15 years, you think, what the fuck, what do I give you? A remote control covered? So, you know, usually what happens is somebody gives you something and you open it and you go, oh, what the fuck is this? What's wrong with you? This is perfect for you. Put the coat on. Put it on. It takes all the attention away from your face. It hides your eyes. It's got big pockets for your self-help books. I got you a new one. I got you personal hygiene for the manically depressed. Put the coat on. Because he's in the early stages. He's in love with being in love. When you go to the restaurant and you go to the cinema all the time, you go to the restaurant and you say, "How's your fish, darling?" So we tell you about my fish. We tell me all about it. It's delicious. Oh, I'm so pleased. So is mine. They're company brothers and sisters. You come out of the cinema saying, "What did you think of that scene when the soldier was hiding under the stairs and she was carrying the fox because she knew that the minister was going to come and start playing piano. She was in love with the gamekeeper. You see what it's saying. And I was in the cinema with my wife and she turned around to me and she goes, oh, you loved all that shit. When the guy was running around shooting all those people, you were pretending you were him, weren't you? You were. You're still doing it now. You're trying to wear that Robert Downey Jr. expression. Vague criminality and intense charm, aren't you? You are. I'll tell you something, you know the difference between you and him? When you do it, you look like you've got hemorrhoids. You disgust me on so many different levels. That was terrible. I said, look, we want to see that film. You want to see that thing, the art house thing, where she's this ballerina and she's this swan and she's dying. It takes about 3 months. That was terrible. That was art. It was fucking shit. The single best thing is when you catch the other person in the house having a nap, having a little sleep in the daytime. You catch them. Because then you can go up and say, oh, no. You're trying to enjoy yourself in your own lifetime, are you out of your fucking mind? And because everybody feels guilty for no reason, they all jump up out of bed going, oh no, I wasn't asleep. I just, I lay down and closed my eyes. I wasn't, really? You were snoring? That's not true, nobody in my family snores. Is that so? It took me 5 minutes to pull the curtains out of your mouth. Sounds like somebody throwing fucking pianos into a well. Rhinos fucking in a giant vat of crisps. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. I'll see you later.